Hi, my name is Dinesh Suryarchi, and this is my time series project. I'm essentially acting as a ML consultant for a real estate brokerage and answering one question. Where are these mortgage rates going to be in the next 12 months? I used 55 years of data, tested four models, and the best one got to about 93.5% accuracy. And the short answer is that they really do stay flat, and here's how I got there. Every buyer is really asking the same question. Should I wait for these rates to drop? Should I buy them now? And it's a totally fair question. But when overall oil is about $100 over a barrel, and there's huge conflicts between Iran right now, between the US, recession odds and the market recession odds are about 26.0% in Kalshi. Agents can't really take a guess for these clients, and they have to have something that's backed up by data. On the right, you can see a 55 years of context of data that I mentioned, and about right now it's about 20, and today's about 6.37% is close to its historical average, and we're not really in extreme territory right now. For in terms of the approach for this project, I used three actual methods. First, data, method, and validation. In terms of data, I pulled 55 years of weekly mortgage rates from the Federal Reserve and then averaged them by the month. That gave me about 667 months of data to actually learn from. Second, in terms of method, I trained four models, Holt winners in two versions, Surima, Profit, and these really covered the main types of time series that I was trying to attempt. In terms of testing and validation, I held out the last 12 months, and whichever model came closest to the actual rates, I would consider that a win. On the right, you can see my Surima model. What I tried to do was I tried every parameter combo to pick the best one score, and you can see the winner here was the Surima. But in terms of the actual results, there's one model that actually clearly won. Tuned Holt winners got a 93.5% accuracy with average miss of just 0.41 points, and the Surima came to a close second, and the default Holt winners was actually third, while the Profit leaving off with last. You can see why on the right. The winning models and the with the blue dashed line tracks the green a lot more closely to accurate. The Profit, which is the purple dotted line, runs the full point lower of all year. And the bottom line is the winning model caught the post 2020 jump that we saw a huge spike on without overreacting to all this noise. In terms of forecasting, today we know that the rates are about 3.7%, and a year from now, the model predicts to be about 6.35%. The full range is about 6.118 to 6.36, so there's basically no change. If we say in another year from now, we can see that the model can actually accurately develop this, we can actually call this a huge win. Three quick facts about on the bottom, the range, the 19 basis points shows a no verdict and a low drop in signal, and the windows that I used was June 2026 to May 2027. The Y flat box in the bottom right really explains in the 50 years of history shows really no patterns of pointing to a drop, and the forecast bands widens over time, which is honest, but the middle line overall just stays flat. So in my overall conclusion and recommendation, why does this matter? We need to stop telling buyers to wait for a perfect rate. A rate over from a year from now will probably be where the rate was at today, or even closer. The real way for low buyers' monthly payment isn't really timing the market. It's a better credit, it's a bigger down payment, or it's buying in a market where the mic prices have already dropped. Waiting just means you're losing 12 months of equity from a discount rate that the data can't really fully predict in. My honest caveats is a recession could pull these into a high fours. Inflations could push them past like a 7%. Both are super possible, but neither is most likely the likeliness path of just next year. The flat rate is. Thank you all for listening.